Listen, people see you from a distance, but what they're not seeing is it's not for everybody.
No,
You'll agree with that.
Establish that. Because if you're not leading, then you're literally. Otherwise, from that, you need to be a leader. You need to be able to guide your team and let your team see your vision. Let them see that you're not just working for today's goal. The goal needs to be bigger than even all of us together.
I love that you said that because, at Maxwell Leadership, that's all we do. Just talk about developing leaders. And it really is a mindset. So how do you begin to develop that mindset even when you're in a job?
Analyzing what people would do in scenarios and situations. Give me that.
Yes.
I work on that all day, every day.
Yeah. What triggered you to really start this entrepreneurial journey?
I was fired. So
You got fired? What were you doing?
it was,
The success of everything we do is dependent on the people that we have around us.
that's my gift. My gift is,
What are the top two things anybody working with you on your team must have?
I want people to get. I want somebody who definitely wants to. If you're not learning, then I don't want it.
Looking to get into business, what was the one advice you'd want to give to them?
The today actions is supposed to be for your future. So.
Catch us here on the Leaders Life podcast.
Get ready to grow your leadership to the next level with real leadership lessons, inspiring stories, and business insights from the world's best thought leaders. This is Leaders Live Podcast with your fearless host, Erica McKenzie.
Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Leaders Live Podcast. I'm your host, Erica McKenzie, and I have with us today a very special individual. He is a relentless entrepreneur. I'm going to say that myself. His name is PJ Wright. PJ, it is such an honor to have you.
Honor is actually mine.
Yes. Listen, people see you from a distance and they see that side of you. But what they're not seeing is the grit, the relentless, pursuit of that goes into actually building a business. Yeah. The grit that you have put in to build so many businesses. The purpose of this episode is to really help people to get proximity, to understand something that I admire in entrepreneurs like you is that relentless pursuit. It's that grit that you can't find everywhere.
It's definitely a mindset. It's a mindset.
It is. So we want to talk about that. You said it's a mindset. Let's talk about, there's some people out there that they say they want to be an entrepreneur.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about the mindset of an entrepreneur, because it's not for everybody.
No,
You'll agree with that.
Establish that.
Let's establish that.
Yes.
What do we need? For persons who are out there say, yes, I want to own my business, I want to be an entrepreneur. What's required from that mindset perspective?
So the first thing that we need to understand about being an entrepreneur is that you need to be a leader. If you do not have the leadership qualities, then you actually need to learn them. You need to actually actively get into that, because if you're not leading, then you're literally working. Is it better you can have a 9 to 5 and you get your safe salary? Otherwise, from that, you need to be a leader. You need to be able to guide your team and let your team see your vision. Let them see that you're not just working for today's goal. The goal needs to be bigger than even all of us together. And once you are able to impart that, be a genuine leader, and I think that's one of the things that make a great entrepreneur. So hone in on that. Even if you don't have it, there are many ways that you can tap into learning and building on it. And that makes a big difference.
I love that you said that because, at Maxwell Leadership, that's all we do. Just talk about developing leaders. Yeah. And one of the things as you talk about leadership is people might be in a 9 to 5 job right now and they say, well, I want to own my business. And you talk about they must understand to lead. Mm-hmm. At Maxwell Leadership, we talk about the fact that leadership is not about a position or a title. No. It really is a mindset. Yeah, so how do you begin to develop that mindset even when you're in a job? Yeah. What does that look like though for you when you say somebody needs to be a leader? What does that look like in real life? Let people understand that what this. Can we talk about it's not a position, it's not a title, and so many of us miss that mark.
Yeah, it will be taking up some of those little things that little tasks
Let's talk about the qualities.
Well, the qualities more than anything else is just understanding that it's people.
Yes.
You have to be able to listen. You have to understand what motivates somebody. And by motivating them, most people at a specific position in their life, they're motivated by paying their bills. They just want to just make sure that they're paying the bills.
Right.
But then when you see that person who is motivated by more than that, that's when you say that, okay, cool, that's that person that I need to get. I need to give them that upward mobility within the business, so that you can give them the opportunity to grow. If that person doesn't grow with you, they're going to grow with someone else. And it's identifying it, because sometimes it comes off as the person who gives the most trouble, might be giving you the most pushback. And I'm speaking from a management point.
Yes.
But they're doing that because they actually want more, and they want to do more, and they want to see more out of the business. So it would be identifying that person and the way that they think.
Yes.
And actually trying to bring that out.
Yes.
A lot of people will miss that mark where it is that somebody is a part of our team that actually just wants more.
Right.
And we miss it by just saying, okay, hey, that person asks too much questions.
Yes.
That person talks too much and those kind of things. But it's actually that they just want to do more. They want to be more.
Yes.
And you have to identify that.
And once we identify that, we'll be able to can now direct them accordingly and know, okay, do I need to use this person? Are they in the right seats?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
because
exactly
maybe I might have somebody who is talking too much. Maybe I should have that person leading up marketing or giving them more responsibility with, it's just understanding it. And I love that you said that. It's one of the things that we pay attention to when we actually help to put the right people, would say we put the right butts in the right seats, by understanding what is it that makes this person tick. Yeah. Because not every role will bring out the best in that particular individual.
Correct. So like I hate accounting.
Yeah.
So if you put me in a role that
oh my goodness,
one bag of numbers, you're not gonna see the best out of me. Yeah. But put me in a role where it is that conceptualizing things, as in thinking I'm just analyzing what people would do in scenarios and situations. Give me that.
Yes.
I'll work on that all day, every day.
Yeah.
And I'm getting your best results.
Yeah. But, let's step back a little bit and talk about how did you know, where were you? What was your mindset? What triggered you to really start this entrepreneurial journey? What is it that...
I was forced it.
You were forced. What forced you? What was that trigger? What was the thing that triggered you to start this?
I'm going to give it a short version of a very long story.
Right.
So the short version is I was fired.
You were fired.
Yes. So
you got fired?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Not in the way that I was thinking that I was being bad or anything like that. I was working within a business that my vision started being bigger.
Right.
Than what I was able to do within the business. So I started to do a lot of stuff outside, which became conflict of interest. No, I can sit back and look and say, okay, I saw what was happening. But when I was in it, I didn't see it. I was just like, what? Why you hold me down? But I understand now how my growth would have become a conflict of interest for my employer. Right. And at that point, I think we needed to part ways. And I think it actually happened at the right time.
Yes.
It was actually when I was starting up a Dream Weekend.
Wow.
And was separating from the original team. And what that firing did for me was made me make a decision that I don't want to ever be in that position again.
Wow.
That somebody can tell me to come out of them place.
Jeez.
So I just said that after that, I wouldn't, I would put myself in a position that I cannot be fired. And I worked at it. After that, I had to take a job. I worked at a execution company, working to understand the craft of events a little better, because I was in an event business already.
Right.
And what that did was it was my step back to step forward.
Right.
I didn't know that is what I needed. That step back made me understand the industry from the ground, where it is that I understood everything about the major players in the event industry, the way how it moved, not from just, okay, I need to hire a main event. Right. I knew the players that main event were using to get the right rates. I knew know who was the wholesaler who I needed to buy fabric from instead of going and just hiring a decor company. So what that gave me was an insight on understanding an industry that I believe that I love. And what it did is show me how to also uplift it. Yes. So I started, that was where I realized that for me to be scalable,
yes,
I needed not to be knowing all of the stuff I'm able to do it, but to have a team that could do those things and motivate them. So the person who used to decor for me, I made sure that I was guiding them to do their own decor company, not just, okay, you come and you just put up fabric. I need to rent the furniture from you. I needed to make sure that you buy a truck for yourself. I needed that. So it was about building up everybody around me. And it took about 3 years. And I found that I had a nice team. And these were not teams that were okay working for me. They all worked for themselves. So what that did is it made me stronger. And allowed me to do more, take on more take more risk. And that, I think, was what made me realize that I had the potential, having now the guidance in my head that I will never be fired again. As in, you can't tell me that you don't want me in your board meeting. You can't tell me that.
It's board meeting things you're talking about now. It's not, no longer the employee settings.
You can't tell me that I must get up out of the seat with my little box again. And I understood that. And I think it came at the right time. That's the most important thing, that it came at the right time where I thought that I was at my bottom. It was what I needed. That's all I can say.
All right, so let's talk about, I love that you spoke about teamwork and the importance of building the team. How did you go about selecting your team though? Because, that is one of the most, like, we'll put it like this, the success of everything we do is dependent on the people that we have around us.
That is so true. That is so true.
How did you go about selecting your team though, and making sure that you had the right people around you? What were the qualities you were looking for? Because you talk about mindset, and that thing is contagious. So let's talk about.
So with that,
yeah,
we talk about the gifts that God gave us.
Yes,
I think that's my gift. My gift is, I think I attract good energy, and I repel bad energy. So as soon as I meet somebody, I can know if we have legs to move forward together, or if I need to be like, okay, yeah, man, this is a today situation, and we'll move from there.
Right.
And I don't know. I can't speak to what it is. I don't know the formula apart, and that is why I say it's a mind gift.
It's intuition.
It's my intuition, but I'm gonna call it my gift.
Your gift, yeah. Like you're a people magnet.
Yeah, and once that energy is right, I have people who have worked with me for the past 18 years. So that means before I actually started doing stuff on my own.
Right.
So they worked in similar capacity at another job, but we had good relations to where it is now. They have mega companies and we're working together. I am a big person on collaboration rather than competition.
Yes.
I don't look at it as in if we're in the same industry.
Yeah.
We should be collaborating.
Yes.
So for me, I try as best as possible going into any form of business relationship with the mindset that I am trying to forge a relationship.
Right.
Where it goes, I can't judge that.
Right.
But I am not trying to do anything for a one-off kind of scenario. I don't believe that's what works for me. So that mindset helps me to sieve out what I don't need to. I said, okay, we don't need to be doing more than this one project,
right,
and those kind of stuff. And then also, I'm big on partnership.
Yes.
So all of my businesses,
right,
except one business,
yes,
that was a partnership. But I've only had one failed business.
One. And let's talk. We're going to talk about your attractive portfolio, but you only have one.
Yeah, and that one was just not for me. It was a good business, as in it was career.
How do you know it wasn't for you though? What was it that was going on?
So it's a courier business. Was the name of the business was Get It Couriers. I think it was a little bit before its time. So we were bringing software and technology to businesses for them to better utilize. So all them good. I wanted to be the guardsman of courier service in Jamaica, where it is anything that you need, you call guardsman, and it can be a reception. The security guard could be a receptionist, or they could be at your home. I wanted to just let you not think about courier service.
Right.
But my business model wasn't ready for Jamaica. We didn't have the technology to back it up. Yes, we had the riders, but they weren't in the mindset. And then also, I wasn't in the mindset of, I was too accessible for every time that a rider hit somebody's mirror.
Got you.
It wasn't my thing that I was getting a call. One of your riders just hit my mother car and he told her off. I was just like, wow, okay, cool. And then after that, the accident started happening. The riders, my heart can manage getting the call. One of the riders was in an accident, and it was, okay, all right, let me know how it go. It was, I'm constantly running to the hospital, constantly there. And it just didn't work with the position that I wanted to be in. So yes, it was a good business having to do with money.
Yes.
But was it the mindset that I wanted to be in and how I wanted to make the money? No. So I said, you know what? While I do believe it's a good business, I think as in, if I stayed in it, I think I'd be very well off after the pandemic.
Yes.
But it just wasn't where I think that I would have probably blocked a lot of other things because my mindset wouldn't be as open. That would be very much closed off because I would be like, I don't want to answer my phone. I don't want to hear what somebody has to say because it would be very negative because it was a very negative time for me. So yeah.
So that
That was just not my thing.
That was just not your thing. So you know where you want to play. The businesses, you've done a lot of entertainment business. That's where you started. Dream Weekends, you've built that brand.
Yes. Like, me and my team have done that. I love the word team.
Yes, so. Teamwork. Because, no.
Not me alone.
Not you alone. It was you and the team that really built the Dream Weekend brands. What do you think led to the success of that brand?
Like-minded people. We all went in with a common goal that we wanted to build something bigger than all of us.
Yes.
And once we had that common goal and then the other part of it, just knowing that common respect of just knowing that each of us were at, I guess, a pinnacle where we think that we could have been individually.
Yes.
And that the strength really came from us coming together and accomplishing something larger than life. And the reality of it is that we have done it. It's 16 years, gone through the pandemic, and still had a brand. And now we're moving to Montego Bay, as Montego Bay becomes the epicenter of tourism for the Caribbean. So we think it's just everything just lining up at the right time. That's all. I
know that you've really, together with your team, make sure to get it right, really build something that is so solid and everybody look forward to that every single year. Now let's talk about how you transition now. What is it that led you to do? What was your mindset that led you to develop that integration now with crew? What led you there into the restaurant? And then your next big one that's coming up. Oh my gosh, Bowl and Spoon. Oh my goodness. So let's talk about what led you now from Dream Weekend you started and then you decided, okay, I'm going to build Crew Bar, which is a very popular spot in Kingston.
So we bought Crew Bar. We didn't build it, we bought it.
You bought it.
We built Chilling Restaurant. So again, giving you the shorter version of the long story. So we, as a team, because I have a group that's called Taste of Life, that does the food and beverage, and we have a group that has some other food and beverage. But for the Chilling and the Crew, I want to be in hospitality.
Right.
And I wanted to find a way to be very intentional on how I went into the space.
Right.
And my end goal is I would love to have a resort that encompasses all of that.
Great.
How we get there and what it is that journey looks like was what got me started. So I know the end goal of it is that I want to have resorts.
Right.
Resorts do well when they have nice restaurants, nice entertainment, nice rooms, and nice property. So I needed to build that out. I needed to hone in on how it is that I can understand food and beverage,
Right.
make it better so that I can grow in it. And then we started an event called Chilling on the Farm.
Right.
And then the star of Chilling on the Farm is the curry goat. It's not the music. It's not anything apart from the curry goat. So we made an actual Jamaican meal that's already famous, even more famous in the light of a party.
Yes.
And we saw that there was something that I started traveling a lot more. And I realized that everywhere that I went, Europe, Africa, their food was the star.
Right.
But when it came to Jamaica, our food was street food. It was lunchtime that we're eating oxtail and eating curry goat and jerk chicken. It wasn't presented in a way that offered not even upscale, but just a highlight on our cuisine. And I didn't see it a lot.
Right.
We didn't have a lot of restaurants that were doing that. So after I started searching, saying I needed to find somewhere, and I wanted to move the party brand into food and beverage. So that there where I started Chilling. So the Chilling brand is an authentic Jamaican experience where it is that you can get a nice meal of oxtail, curry goat, stewed peas, jerk chicken at 9-10 o'clock in the night, which is not something that is normally done.
Right.
It worked. Tourists love it. We started up by Hope Zoo. It was a very unique property. So we were nestled inside of the zoo, and we went in 2018, did very, very, very well. Oversubscribed most nights. And out of that, we got the opportunity to buy into crew from the owners, and we jumped on it because wanted to continue on that trajectory. And that is what made us realize that this food and beverage was the right path.
Right.
During the pandemic, it was one of the few things that would be able to stay open. And we then used that opportunity to build up the brand, connect with the people, because at that time you couldn't have a lot of people. So you had to make sure that you had your people that were there. They were coming to spend. They wanted to be there, and they weren't just there for the hype.
Great.
And that's what has continued that journey for us, having to do with the food and beverage part. We're going to jump into the hotel part soon. Soon. Crossing my fingers on it. I'm looking for the right opportunity, the right property, and then we're running with it.
Well, the thing is, we're seeing a trend here. You're quite a visionary and a creative, and you're able to spot opportunities, and you also know exactly what you want, where you want to play.
Yeah.
There are entrepreneurs out there who might be going through a period right now where they're trying to figure out. You try this, you try that. Talk about the importance of identifying where you want to play and having that stick-to-itiveness, even if it's not working in the now. Yeah. Because remember, you could have said, hey, look, because you talk about, I identified this area in the career, it wasn't working. What are the signals that they need to look at to decide whether or not I continue to play in a particular field or the industry that they're in right now, or they exit?
It's really around your strengths.
Yes.
You have to identify what is your strength, what is your God-given talent, what is your gift. Right. If you identify that, then that is where it is that you hone in on that, and you become the best at that part. So let's jump back to me now.
Yes.
I am not good at accounting. I am not good at maths. I am not the best public speaker. Yep. I am a creative. Yes. I love creating. I love hosting. I love bringing things to life. Yes. So I'll do that all day, every day. So I am an asset to any business that needs that.
Yes.
And I always look for partners who are the opposite of me.
Absolutely.
I don't need another creative in the room for us to knock heads on.
Got it.
I need somebody who's going to be like, no, you can't afford to do that. That sounds really nice, but you can't afford to do it.
So it's you knowing your strength and finding people who are stronger in the areas where you need. Yeah.
And that for me
100%.
has been my formula. Every business, and correctly so, the career business that didn't work, that was the fault of it. I didn't have somebody who could take away the parts that I wasn't good at. So it was just all on me. I find that we need to relearn business. This whole hog. This is my business. I have 100% of it, and I have all of the worries and all of the wins.
Yes.
I think that's the wrong approach. We need to learn about community. We need to build up our team. We need to learn to invest together. We need to learn to win together. And from it is that you have that mindset. You'll find the right team members. As in, right now, I have persons who have asked me to be in businesses, and I just know that is not the right fit.
Right.
Not even that they are not the right fit. I'm not the right fit for them. And right now, once you are aware of what your weaknesses are, then you can fill the gaps with that. You can know that, okay, I need somebody who is very much onto the finances, who is also going to rein me in when my creative goes a little too wild.
Right.
And stuff.
Yes, having the right people around you who can really be your, balanced candor with care. Like, I'm going to tell you the truth. As you talk about that, though, entrepreneurs, we have this thing, and I'm going to just put it out there for what it is. We call it the founder's dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when, you build the business and people just want to hang on to the idea, which, it will prevent you from scaling and growing. And it's like it's a double-edged sword. And at the same time, it will also, if you're not careful, the vision can get lost. Right. But let's talk about, you're going to be speaking at the Edge Leadership Series, yes. October 2.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's talk about, as entrepreneurs getting in that room and maybe looking at their business structure right now, what should they be thinking about? Because you're going to talk a lot about succession planning and having the right team around you. What are some of the top 2 things that they should be thinking about when it comes to getting out of that dilemma as a founder and beginning to build a team that they can scale and grow the business? What are the top 2 things that they should be thinking about right now?
First one would be to figure out what's the end goal. End goal being, is it that you're looking to build a business that is saleable, scalable, and then therefore, if that's your end goal, then therefore there are steps that you need to take before that.
Right.
So it's like, if you know that you're building a 30-story building, the foundation that is necessary for that is a little bit stronger than one for a 10-story.
Right.
So you have to figure out where you want to go with it, because not all businesses are going to be scalable and saleable. Some things are just, okay, this is a good business opportunity for now, and it's maybe a stepping stone. And that's what it is that a lot of my businesses, I'm making sure that they are both scalable and saleable, because I know that there's a bigger vision that I have, which is that I need to be larger in the hospitality game. And that's what I know will propel me. So that's one. Understanding it is where it is that you want to go. And I might sound like a broken record on the last one, is your team. Your team makes your mindset clearer. They put you in check. If you know that you're constantly one, meaning your team from your partners and also your employees, 2 will keep you in check as an entrepreneur. You're accountable to your partners, making sure that you're supposed to deliver on what it is that you started the business on. And then also your team, they need to know that you're going to show up. They know that you're going to be, you're guiding them. And if it is that you have those 2 people happy, then the third set of persons, which is your customers, will always be happy. So I would say your team, understanding that part, and firstly, to understand where it is that your end goal is. And I think a lot of people start off businesses to make money, and that's probably one of the worst things to think of it as an entrepreneur. You you end up spending more money than you earn in probably the first 5 years. So you have to think about what's the end goal.
Think about the end goal, making sure that you're building a team that is actually robust, share the vision. Top 2 things you'd want that are the requirements every team member for you must have. Top 2 qualities. Any team member who works with you must have. What are those?
Wow. Okay. I wish I got a little time to think about that.
Yes,
one.
but remember, your DNA. What are the top 2 things anybody working with you on your team must have?
First of all, I want people to be honest.
Honesty.
So honest.
What does that look like in terms of your culture?
Even when it hurts.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell me that I'm not doing what I need to do.
Absolutely.
You're not showing up the way how I need you to show up.
Yes.
I want that honesty. Let me figure out how I process that.
Yes.
Give me that part.
Yes. Honesty.
So I want that. And then also, I want somebody who definitely wants to grow.
Yes.
If you're not learning and you're not willing to learn, then I don't want to. You can't come. I don't think there's anybody who could come to me with who be a part of both investment team or investment and partners or part of my actual staff team that if they're not learning, then they're no value. I can use an example. One of our business partners, Jerome Smalling, is a banker. Jerome knew nothing about food and beverage when he got into it. But no, Jerome understands the numbers of food and beverage better than me. He can just look at the numbers and he can be like, no, that's off. That's not possible.
Yeah.
Something must be wrong in the formula.
Yes.
And he understands not necessarily the cooking part or the hospitality part, but he understands the numbers part of the business that he is in. And that was something that he didn't know before. He understood banking. He understood the numbers. So he's an extremely smart person. But now he has learned another part that has just made him even more robust in his knowledge. And that to me is very, very important because I would have thought that there's nothing that I could bring that he would be learning extra, but he's now sharper than me with some of the numbers in the food and beverage.
Because the model looks different in the banking world than it does in the food and beverage industry. Correct. So when we have team members who come into our business, it's important for them to immerse themselves into understanding how the framework and the business itself operate. How does the industry operate? So now they can add more value. I totally support you on that. One last question. What is one advice that you want every entrepreneur, that you would give to any entrepreneur looking to get into business? What was the one advice you'd want to give to them before you go?
Do it to make your future self proud. The today actions is supposed to be for your future self.
Yes.
If you do it taking that into consideration, you're gonna make the right decisions. So I know it may feel like it's hard. It may feel like you are bursting at the seams and why are you putting yourself through all of this? And once you have it that you're doing it for your future self, you will.
Yes.
Just remember, once you don't give up, you're always going to be either investing, growing, and that is where your win's gonna come. There's no losses. The only loss is when it is that you decide that you're not doing this anymore.
Wow.
Don't give up.
You talk about, don't give up and being relentless. Can I ask you one more question? How do you remain positive or remain steadfast even when everything around you looks like it's going belly up?
I read a book.
Yes, tell me about the book. Tell us about the book.
So I think that was what changed everything for me. A book and then also a conversation.
Yes.
The book was Secrets.
Secrets.
Everybody knows Secrets. And the secret is the power of positive mindset. Understanding that life is what you attract. As in, if you think about negative stuff, you're going to attract it. If you think about positive stuff, you're going to be attracting it. And then I'm going to drop names again because this is my partner, my friend, my brother, Courtney Murray. he is the most positive person.
Wow.
I've seen so many things happen in his life negative, and he has always been very positive. And I remember one day, me and him cussed him. I attended him and I tell him something. I come at him and say, "But you remember saying it all over work?" I said, "Great. Listen, man, you know, tell you no problem." And I say, "Yeah, but it'll go work out. It'll go good. Just understand it's just think about it and think about what you want. Come out of it. Not what is happening right now." And I said, "Let me try that." You see, from that day I tried that,
Yes.
I never stopped doing it. I will walk into anything and buck my toe and I say, "Whoa, I could have bust my head."
Right.
And I just know that that is it.
Right.
And I've had it happen so many times where it is that I have been positive about a situation and then it goes the way how it needs to go. And I believe in it wholeheartedly, the power of the attraction, attracting what you want to hear, the law of attraction. And if it is that you want good, you have to bring it into your life. You have to positively speak it into being every single day.
Listen, I am right there with you because this is something I practice myself. No wonder we connect with this.
See there, that's it.
I'm telling you. Listen, you are what you attract.
Fact.
And like you just have to be, and I love how you started the conversation when you said what it is that you want, you attract it, and whatever you don't want, you repel.
I have my hotel already in it. I just don't get it yet. In my mind, I have everything that I want to accomplish has been accomplished. I just got, it don't reach in my name yet.
Listen, the power of visualization.
Yeah, man.
And we are going to be visualizing together. We're going to be sharing some strategies, especially around succession planning and the Edge Leadership Series. Listen, people to come ready to learn from you. You've done so much together with your team.
Yeah, man.
We
No
cannot
more with the
build
team,
it without the team.
None at all.
Absolutely. Love this. I want to say thank you so
Anytime.
much.
My
And
pleasure.
we are looking forward to having you inside our Business Mentor Box program. There's so many people who need you, who need to have proximity with you to learn, to grow. And you're so big on just really helping to connect and to learn. And
We have to change the mindset.
people. Yeah, and I absolutely love it. So thank you so much, PJ.
pleasure.
It's our pleasure having you. This has been another episode of the Leader's Life podcast. You just heard from serial entrepreneur, a relentless leader, PJ Wright. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, catch us here on the Leader's Life podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Leaders Live podcast with me, your host, Erica McKenzie. And remember, live to lead fearlessly.